Well, people, bad news, and possibly good news. Game over. Job's gone, along with the fat bloke as well. However, it turns out that, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get this, there's no guarantees, I've got a bit of a chance because of the right people being in the right places. The Chinese boss's brother-in-law actually runs a construction business, and there's a chance that I will get on in that construction business. As a labourer, at least initially as a labourer, but I don't have any certificates, as he said. Well, you know, I've got enough licences to choke a donkey. I've got a red card, which is one of these health and safety ones that you need for working on most sites. A lot of them now, I think they want a white card, which is a slightly more advanced one. But I've also got a forklift licence, heavy rigid truck licence, which is your full-size tray truck, including the one with a real arsehole gearbox, non-synchro mesh. I've got the licence for all that, and crane licence. So I might have a bit of a shot at getting in with that, but that's his brother-in-law, and even as a labourer, you can make from minimum wage, which is about $15.65. He said $15, but yeah, $15.65 or whatever it is, up to $37 an hour. This is someone who just carts crap around, does basic stuff. And I said to him, look, I've done plastering, I've done plenty of plastering. And he said, well, that's good, they do a lot of that there. And I also said I've done carpentry and electrical and that, but I don't think you even heard that part. But all the same, there's quite a... I'm not sure. There's a fair bit of a chance, though, that because I've done a whole stack of building work previously for, you know, at least 2 different places, and then fixed this up and built the laundry and another handful of other bits and pieces out there, like the backup shower, blah, 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 that I will have a bit of a chance. And having, you know, done part of an apprenticeship in sandblasting and spray painting, that will probably help as well. As for the poor fat bloke, he sat there and heard that he was like the owner's son to him, but he doesn't have enough qualifications to take on the job of manager, because even though he's got Cert 3 in viticulture, that's not enough. He needs more certifications. It doesn't matter the fact that he's worked there for about 7 years at least, maybe more. I think it might be more like 9 years. And you're like my son, but I'm going to sack you. So the fat bloke's also told that he had first priority of becoming the next manager, but he still doesn't have enough qualifications. I mean, how much time do you have to spend in the place to know how to do things? But anyway, yeah, he did say that to me, that because nobody in the construction business has ever worked on the vineyard, and during the busy time in the harvest season, when they need people who know what they're doing with tractors and stuff like that, there's a chance they may poach me back from construction to do the harvest and then let me go back to the construction again, even though it is 2 separate companies sort of thing. You know, and I'll be fine with that, obviously. But he said the other thing is, the city I'm in, they do quite a few government jobs, and they're doing a hospital at the moment. And he said there's jobs down here, but they might not be there all the time, just doing projects in the city near me. But in the capital, yes. But then again, what side of the capital? You know, and he said, you know, you might get a bit of a while on and then a few weeks off or whatever. So, but if it's massive dollars, like $35 an hour or more, you know, and he said you might even be well enough that, you know, within a few months or whatever, 6 months or so, you could actually be a supervisor and have another 4 or 5 people and go putting up, you know, plaster walls or whatever, with another few people under you, and then that's actually over $37 an hour. It's like, holy smoke, what am I going to be making $50 an hour like that? Would it matter if you had 3 months of the year off on that sort of money? Probably not. you know, but, and it'd help even out the tax a little bit too, you know, at least you could get some of your tax money back. But yeah, we'll see. He said, I can't say you're even going to get in there at all, but because it's my brother-in-law, you got a chance. So he said, oh, you know, I said, well, I'll definitely be in for that. And he said, well, I still want you to think about it and ring me up on the weekend. So I'm going to ring him up on the weekend again to say, yes, I'm still interested. And then he said, I might be able to set up a meeting with my brother-in-law, most likely on Tuesday. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're going to play the next few days by ear. We don't know if we're going to be back on welfare, but if not, the manager there has told us, look, I'm going to get the paperwork sorted so that you can go back into the welfare office if things don't work out. So either way, we're not being just sort of left to fall off the end of a cliff here. We've got a bit of a chance that we'll, you know, move into another job without having to go on welfare. But if we do need to, we're then going to have all the paperwork provided. So at the end of the day, it's going to work out all right. And even if I do end up on welfare, well, so be it, I suppose. Yeah, you know, I'll get my fence finished and hopefully at least get an air conditioner. And I won't be able to finish this roof, you know, to redo this roof, but I knew it could last another year anyway, and I could probably do it the next year. But, you know, even if I get into this construction thing and then there's a few weeks lull where there's nothing to do, well, then I might get the roof done. It's all questionable if we'll get the roof done or not this summer, but we're just going to play things by ear and see how it'll go. And I walked out of there not feeling terribly bad, but when you're sort of unsure for weeks on and off, and as the manager said to us quietly, look, he's been talking about this on and off for weeks, and we knew that anyway. We were always sort of, you know, we may be there, we may not be, we may be there. Well, now at least we know where we're standing. And with this construction job, we're going to play it by ear with that, and then hopefully we might get in with that. He has talked about doing a traineeship or an apprenticeship of some sort. Not too sure I want to do that. I'll do a traineeship for 6 months, but I don't want to go into a 4-year apprenticeship. And he said, oh, you know, there's good money in that. No, I know for a fact there's not. It's atrocious, the money for apprenticeships, and then they pay you another $250 a week out of government money to give yourself a wage that is still below minimum wage. I'm not doing that for 4 years. Traineeship for 6 months on pretty much reasonable money, yeah, I'll do that. You know, especially if it's like a cable layer or something like that. You know, where it's a bit of a qualification, you know. We'll see, you know, it's all in the air still with that, but at least there's a bit of light there, a bit of hope there, that I may end up stepping out of this and into a job with half the amount of pay again within a week or two. As I said to the fat bloke, God blimey, if there's people there making $37 an hour as a labourer, and we've been here making $20 an hour. I mean, I think he's actually on 18 and I've been on 20. But it's almost double the flaming pay, you know. So, hell, I'll take that. But it's the Chinese vineyard boss's idea that, you know, you boys have got to think about careers, and that's why he's trying to tell me I should have a traineeship or an apprenticeship as opposed to just be a labourer. Quite frankly, I don't want 4 years of below minimum wage. I'd rather have a labourer on almost triple what I'd get doing an apprenticeship. So, yeah. But anyways, I do have a chance because I've spent a number of years in all that, and I've got a lot of experience a hell of a lot of experience in plastering. And all the other, you know, kitchen renovations, blah, blah, blah. You know, I've done tiling, hell, look, I rebuilt this entire bloody wall here. I ripped that out to the point there was no framing, there was no outer cladding, there was no insides, and I know that's not plaster, but, you know, the fact of the matter, even these first 4 boards there, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the bed, they were rotting away from the rain, you know, and I redone all that, plus insulated this, done all the ceiling. There was no insulation whatsoever in this ceiling, you know, and, you know, plus set up all the blooming solar rig and all that, and there's the old Chinese inverter still hanging on the wall, and, you know, built laundry and all that, all the plumbing. There isn't a single electrical wire in this place when I come here, you know, LED lights, the whole shebang, 240 volt lights. So yeah, there we go. If you ever wonder why my wires are actually outside, blooming mice. If I had them inside, the bastards would have eaten through them a long time ago. I can still hear them walking along, and I've just recently put more bait down, so hopefully that slows them up. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we'll see how we go.